Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to my beautiful community all around the world. Again, we like to say it like that because we don't know where and when you're going to receive this wonderful information. And again, this is hard conversation coming from Black Lives Matter grassroots, Flint, Michigan. Again, think about our area of impact, and this is Fli-City Blackout. But when you think about the importance of impact in our community, we come in with the truth. That's why we call this hard conversation. Again, I'm Brother Niam Roberts. I'm the chairman of Black Lives Matter Grassroots in Michigan. This is the president, the beautiful president right here, Mr. Dewan Robertson. Again, and we're coming to our community always with solutions. Now, we understand sometimes we get bogged down with a lot of back and forth about complaining. Mm-hmm. We just passed, 2 weeks ago, we had a program, an event here at our building, 2712 North Saginaw Street, Community Conversation 101. Let's hear your voices. Now, while we're starting off with this information, because we're working to encourage our community to get involved. We're just learning about the Ombudsman Office and how it's a sham. And again, one thing that we can do about any type of engagement for liberation, first of all, you got to understand why you want to be liberated. Because so often, we don't even think we need to be liberated because we are comfortable with our insanity. And so one thing, when you realize that you are being neglected and cannot constantly being abused, and a lot of times you suffer from the Stockholm syndrome, right? Because you enjoy your abusers. That's somebody like a male or a female is in an abusive relationship. But because this is the only person that loves me, I really didn't get no love from my mom or my dad or my community. But a lot of times when you have a psychosis based on that, so even if a person is abusing you, you think that's love. They're hitting you in the mouth, slapping you down, denigrating you, or just doing a number of things to you. You think that's love because that's some form of attention. Right. And that's what's wrong with the Black community. We keep wanting to be famous in an insanity way. I mean, it's appalling when you got the number of Black and brown people in this community that pay taxes and don't have representation. Come on now. That's our fault. Yesterday, they're down at the city council working to get more money to open up the North End Food Market. They were denied again. Now you think about that money downtown at the city council is the community's money. They are acting like it's their money. This is unacceptable. So one of the things that I really harp on, and I know y'all may be tired of me saying it, we have to boycott the system. If anybody saw The Matrix is very, 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 very clear about what needs to happen. Either you are going to be a part or you're not. And your behavior or lack thereof, not voting, not being an educated voter, understanding what the charter means, because this community, just like on the federal level, they are not adhering to any established laws, policies, and procedures that's supposed to be a binding agreement with the community or with the country. Meaning if they're January 6th, if you committed treason, back in the day you would get shot. But for this conversation, those people were locked up in prison and this administrator let them out. Many of the people right now that they let out of prison that was involved in overthrowing the government for January 6th are ICE agents now. Now y'all think about that. They are jumping out on folks and being savages, just like the slave patrol was. This is a high-tech slave patrol that's going on today, and we sitting back and doing nothing. How do you do that, man? How do you be in a community and you got the National Guard, you got the National Guard, you got the police, you got the state police, you got all these other agencies. Now you bringing in the National Guard on top of that, Dewan? Make sense.
Listen, we are under a dictatorship, authoritative. Like this is all the doings of people who want to control this country, want to put people and silence folks, right? You know, it's just totally unacceptable. And I want to say like this too, though, man. To be honest with you, you know, this is designed to be the way it's going to be. It was going to happen like this, right? Whether we know it or not, right? These folks who want, when you look at the oligarchs, you look at people in position of power who want to control other people. It was destined to be like this. Trump is a placeholder for what they really wanted to do. And he's just the one that may just be overseeing it all as far as America's downfall. We're just having a real conversation about this, man. America's going down. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be different for you. And you better be prepared and ready for it. When they send in National Guards into your community, like they're doing in Chicago, unacceptable. You should understand the level of security that's being breached from everyday Americans, right? Yes. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at it like that. When you look at communities and homes being ran in under the form of ICE, but they coming into black communities, pulling people out, going into the projects, stripping you butt naked, got you running through the streets. It's gonna get worse like that. Just like when he had that address to the 800 generals that he spoke to last week. And I know they was looking in like, this fool is crazy. I'm glad that some of them probably had in a realistic thought, like, man, he is off his rocker. We not doing none of that. Some of them retired. I love with the ones that retired. I love with the brother from Oregon. A man from Oregon. He stepped up and said, you know what, we will not be protecting ICE, we gonna protect the protesters. Thank you. It's gonna take that type of energy, right, to be able to go ahead and stand up against this type of nonsense. And I always want to put this out here like this. We know that this country is going to be destroyed by Zionists. We know that this country is controlled by those folks, those proclaimed to be Jews in Israel. This is something that's by design and it's prophetic. It was going to happen anyway. Thank you. I think for us, we need to get our mind and spirit in one. We need to be ready for the fight, whether we fighting physically, mentally, or spiritually. That's right. You're in warfare. In warfare. It's enough. It's time for us to stop fighting with each other. Stop watching football. For us to stop watching football. Be boycotting that stuff. It's time for us to stop and listen to all that hip hop, sitting on the couch playing the game, watching TV. Come on. Because listen, when they kick in your door, it's on. It's on. And you need to be prepared for it. So right now for us, we having these nurturing conversations, and I'm hoping people watching what's going on in the world. I'm hoping people watching what's taking place right there in your own backyard. To be prepared and be astute to the level that you're going to defend yourself and family, right? We need to be growing our own food, eating ourselves, establishing bunkers, right? Because it's going down, whether you like it or not. And, you know, it's sad when you think about all the, you know, how they depict our community. And sometimes, you know, when you think about these so-called gangs and all this kind of stuff, and how does a gang that's supposed to be so territorial letting these people come up into their community? Now, if the gang's supposed to be a real gang and y'all got to honor, y'all supposed to be hollering at them ICE agents. They ain't supposed to be coming up in your community. If they're not, if they coming, they coming up there with some drama. They ain't just coming up in there. Come on, they got to come up there and something gonna be happening to them. Because again, flat out, when you think about sovereignty and you an American citizen, see, that's the game they trying to play, right? Because it's all three-card model. It's all a distraction. See, they want to say they ain't busting up in Bloomfield Hill. They ain't Hollywood Hill. They ain't busting up in there. Right. They ain't busting up in there where the rich people live. They won't, and they won't. See, that's the point that we got to make clear, guys. Just like the other day, how Crawford, this boxer, gets stopped after a celebration in his hometown on the day of his birthday, and his car that he's in along with his security guards, and all of them got guns. All got CPL license. And they knew when they read the license plate. And when they knew when they read the license plate, you know they know that boy is licensed to carry. They just wanted to send a message, buddy. Send a message. I don't care if you world champion. You just wanted a belt. Yeah. Just like Jack Johnson. Yeah, right. Send a message. Yeah. Nigga, stay in your place. That's how they look. We blow your head off. That's how they look at it. It's because you whoop on somebody. We whoop on you. And you better like it. Better like it. If you ain't gonna kill us. Or you better do something.
Or you better do something about it.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's it.
You ain't got to accept that.
Just like in Louisiana, man, with Brother Lacey, man, they gonna kill. The boy committed suicide, y'all. April the 12th, man.
That's because social media convicted that brother before he had his day in court.
Unacceptable.
First and foremost, he was nowhere near the crack.
Nowhere near the crack.
That police. What is that police name? That's what I was knowing. What's the police name? You got to do a check. Check the police name. Was it Louisiana?
Yeah, Louisiana. They got his name and picture out.
That white boy that's
and the lady.
Yeah, get all their names. Mr. King, get all their names. The white boy, the police, the white lady,
and the white lady.
Get all their information because we're gonna plaster that stuff around social media just like y'all did, Brother Lacey.
Here,
that brother was on his way to the NFL league, even though that we boycotted NFL, and we still standing with Cap.
Yep, still standing with Cap.
You still took that young brother's life away.
Yep.
Just because you want to go ahead and coerce statements and you want to put down fictitious information and you want to spread that out about that young brother. I'm hurt about that.
I'm hurt about it.
I watched that.
You don't see those house Negroes, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, none of them Negroes talking about it.
Now I do give it up to a brother. Okay. The brother. I just saw that the brother did speak on it the other day. I'm gonna come back to it, but
okay.
He did. Not Stephen A. Them.
Okay.
But they did do a segment. He stopped him and he went on ahead and
said, Ryan Clark?
Ryan Clark.
Okay.
That's who did it. Yeah.
He a big book.
Yeah. Okay. Big shout out to you, man. We appreciate that too.
Lock, shake, and drop. Yeah. And it's those things, it's those little things of aggression and those microaggression guys that we want to turn away from, and you're going to say that's somebody else. And see, all the time we looking away and saying that's somebody else, sooner or later it's going to be at your door, and then you're going to say, well, who's there to help us? Or who there to help me? Yep. See, a lot of times people want to look away and say because it's not happening in your house or to your child or your loved one that you don't have no relationship. And see, that's that twisting of that Eurocentric thinking. See, when you got the African understanding, we all connected. We all one. See, that's that whole concept of Amen Ra, right? We are one. We are one Akanaka. We are one universal order, right? When I see you, I see me, right? We together, we one, right? And so when you buy into this Eurocentric insanity, then you sit out in Flushing and Grand Blanc and you say it's those Negroes, or they'll never come and bust in my house. See, that's the insanity that many of us are living up under. I mean, you gotta think about all the people that was furloughed and lost their jobs from the federal government since this idiot been in office. And many of them been in perfect position, getting all kind of pension, and now they don't have a job. And a lot of them probably voted for this devil. And look how he slapped them in the face, right? Because a lot of times proximity to success or money changes who you are. It shouldn't.
It should.
But sometimes it changes your complexion.
It do.
Or the reflection.
Unfortunately, it do.
Because now I can, I'm Dr. such and such. And I'm invited to the gala.
Now they said,
yeah, they said they like I don't poop. I pass. I don't poop.
Pastor Pavon.
It's sad. And you're dealing with some of the wickedest people that don't even want to take a bath. You're dealing with people that don't even want to take a bath.
Yeah, that reminds me of what the royal family said. The so-called royal family said Trump came out there and he trashed the place, right? He had Coca-Cola bottles everywhere, peanuts packaged, trash, and orange paint on all the cupboards. I said it was upset. He'll never be back again. That is insane. Nah, you ain't lying though, man. Why do you want to be like people that imitate you? Why? Why you want to feel like that you better than the people that look like you? You know what I'm saying? That's a real illness. That's a real mental thing. That's insanity. That's insanity. You know what I'm saying? If you were a part of the original being, if you were an aboriginal, right? You come from the source that created everything, and everything is coming from yours, right? Why would you want to be like anything else?
I mean, when you've been culturally conditioned from birth, you got to remember. So from a child, and for 400, 500 years in this country, we have been, it's amazing. And to be honest, we've been made into the Negroes we are today. We were created in this country.
Never.
And even in the diaspora, many of those people in other countries, they too been brainwashed because a lot of those countries that were colonized were not able to hold on to their traditions.
Yes, sir.
And so when you think about what has happened worldwide, they exported insanity or evil, meaning when you try to say that someone is superior over another human being, that's insanity. And they export that around the world. And then they put the color in with it, which made it really, really vicious. And so that's what we're suffering with now. And our redeeming, how do we redeem ourselves? Is like the things we're doing, with the community conversation. We are looking for redemption based on the community. What can the community do? What is your asset? What is my asset? Not asking somebody else, but what can I do? I can make phone calls. Yeah. I can show up. I can go tutor. There's things that we can do as opposed to asking somebody else to do it. And that's what we're working to do in our community. We got an election coming up for 26. Yeah. What do that election look like unless we're going to be involved? How do we form alliances to get our community to understand the purpose of voting, the reason for voting, how to vote, and how to stand behind those candidates and hold them accountable? Those are the practices we should be engaging with during our community conversation, because we got to strategize, analyze, and attack. Because we keep playing this game. Yes. And we keep losing. So since all this losing, don't we want some wins?
See, you know what? I think people get immune to losing. You've been beat down for so long that you're accustomed to losing. That's why people glorify the gutter. Ghetto, the hood, right? You know what I'm saying? We come up from nothing, right? And we always see nothing but nothing. We don't see nothing else. You know what I mean? So it's a problem, right? It's a mindset thing, right? But we gotta rise above, because all of us come from the bottom, if you want to say it like this. At least over the last 400 years, we feel like we've been at the permanent bottom, right? But you have to want more, right? You got children, you got family, you have a legacy that you want to leave behind you. And if you're thinking about building, right, you can't stay on the foundation level forever. And so for us, man, it's going to take some real strategic analyzing, strategizing, attack, right? To be able to make a difference, not only for ourselves, but for our community, right? I'm sick and tired. I know we was having a conversation, and we had a conversation at the community conversation, which was a beautiful conversation, Brother. I have to say. It was greatly attended. People had great ideas. We focused on 3 topics, and, people came with it. And I appreciate that, because that showed you, even in the city of 80,000, there was 50 people that came up, right? They want to see some change. That's enough. My grandmother always said it takes 10 people to change the world. So if you look at it in this community, we ain't got to be feeling like we just beat down and broken. We repairing the brokenness. Right. That's it. We rising above the madness, right? We ain't got to indulge in this. We ain't got to be around and be with people that don't want us around. We don't got to beg to have a seat at the table. Who does that? Who lives like that, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you want this, then you gonna go out and make it happen. When you have to build the table, that's out there in the field, right? That's right. So you have some brick and mortar, then you have a foundation, then we got a stadium, right? But we can always look back and say we did something. We didn't wait and just ask for stuff to happen for us, and wait for the good Lord to come back. We did it on our own, right? And that's the energy that we possess as people, because we creators. We've done this before many a time. I'm talking about we've been in dynasties, thousands of years. Led dynasties 20, 30 years, 30 dynasties out, bro. So it's not something that we ain't accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? So for us, it's gonna take some real grit. It's gonna take some real rolling up your sleeves, getting to work. It's gonna cause for us to stop being jealous and envy of each other, and want to be seen, and want to be feeling like we this and that, having these titles like you was related to. Yeah, man. Don't gotta have that type of stuff. The most effective folks are the folks on the ground doing the work. They ain't got a title. They too busy to talk about titles, right? They know what need to be done. So they focus on the mission. For us in this community now, we got elections coming up.
Come on now.
Right? That means that we got city council, your mayor, state rep.
Come on.
We got all that on the table.
On the table.
Right? We cannot come out of here talk about next year voting at 14%
at all.
Thinking we're gonna do something.
Come on,
right?
Come on.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
We should know that, right? But what we should be looking at now is like, okay, how do we lay the foundation down for what we want to see in the future? How do we identify people that have been doing the work, Brother Rob?
Doing the work.
That's ready to make a change, Brother Rob.
Mm-hmm.
That's willing to stand in the fire, right?
Come on.
And not switch sides on us.
Sister Muhammad. Come on, go ahead.
Come on now. So you got a chance to stand up. You got a chance to fight back. You got a chance to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest we start mobilizing now. And I see that when we talk about community conversation, I see that being a vehicle.
Yeah, that's a vehicle. Yeah, that's a vehicle, you know, because that's how you have to engage. And we need to understand it when we study the model that Dr. King and Ella Baker, Fannie Lou Hamer, see, we already have a roadmap. Yeah. Even when you go back to 1955 with the busing boycott. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people say, why is it important? Or sometimes they say it's never been done because most of our community don't know anything about history, and that's intentional. Mm-hmm. And so again, when we go back, and we don't have to go back that far, y'all. 50 years ago ain't that long ago.
Not at all.
60 years ain't that. 1955 is not that long ago, people.
Not at all.
And so what they did, they shut down a whole system. Mm. And for us to understand, even for the march on Washington to happen, behind the scene, the way that the women and the men, those people that were a little different or peculiar homosexuality, but everybody had a part to play. Mm. Nobody was denigrating no one else because everybody has a gift. Yeah. Everybody has a skill. Mm. And so it's those kind of things we need to be plugging into because we got the map. Yes, we understand what has done and what has been effective.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of times we keep relying on AI or, as you said, white Jesus, because believe it or not, if the church was really doing the things in our community, yes, sir, it would be under attack. Yeah. What do I mean by that? So let me tell you. So I mean this. So if the church was engaged in business building, community building, yes, sir, educating our young people, it would be under attack because capitalism do not want us to rise up and take over. Yeah. See, power don't want to share power. No. So my point, when you be in delusion with this theology, and I'm just no disrespecting nobody's theology, but theology was never designed to make sure it's lifting everybody up. They want to make sure the poor continue to be poor, waiting on a dream to go to your savior when you die. I don't want my milk and honey when I die, or my gold and all that mess. I want it now. We deserve that now, man. So the trick has been always the priests get all the goods, get all the stuff, sit back, fat, pay, your taxes come to the priest and all that. Because back in the day, that's how it was landed. The priest is the one that was running everything. That's why Jesus is my pit bull. He's a revolutionary. He's Black Panther. Yeah. He went up there and tore everything up. Because he know they was up there fooling it. They was up there bowling it, boning them boys and boning, acting a complete fool.
Straight dumb.
In the next, come on. In the name of Christianity. Don't play with me.
We're gonna do all this
and Islam even worse because when you think about even Prophet Muhammad, all that did, when you clear about if you saying Islam is submit, when you saying submitting meaning submitting to one God. And God never said the interpretation that thou shalt kill anybody. Yeah. So if you saying you justifying killing somebody because they are Shiite or Sunni, you're not doing God's work. You're doing man's work. Just like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, all Dubai, all them other places. It's unacceptable. They're allowing Gaza and the Palestinians to be genocide. Those Muslims over there are wrong. They should be held accountable, in my opinion. DJ Khaled and all them people, they are established volunteer agents. Again, when you think about it, that's why history is so important, man. Because history gives you a fundamental understanding about what has happened because there's nothing new. All this stuff is a repeat. Project 25 is a repeat, man. They doing the remix, you know.
Yeah. Throw back out.
Throw back out there, man. You know what I mean?
It worked last time. Put a little system on it, throw a name on it, it's back out there.
Back out there, man.
Same stuff.
And we fall for it. Yeah. Because we want the shiny object. Yeah. That's tricked us on the continent of Africa. When those Negroes on the continent, when those Africans saw them people out there in them ships, man, they should have killed them. They seen shiny objects and they wonder, oh, what y'all got going on, white people? Y'all got come on into my house, cause you know we nice people. We like, let's party. You got some food. Let's just share stuff.
Let's just hang.
We just travel around the world. We hang out, then we come back. We going back home to Africa. We know we straight. Our climate is straight. Our food is. We just nosy. We want to go what's up. What's going on over there? So we hollering. Oh, y'all yodeling. Oh, we gonna do some. Y'all gonna be doing some dances. We're gonna incorporate y'all dance and step in. You know, we're gonna do some of that and bring it back to Africa. Yes, but we're gonna leave y'all with a little twist. You know what I mean? But we don't come to stay to conquer. My only point is we don't come to stay to conquer and take nothing. We just holler, hey, what's up? Yeah. We got some gumbo. Yeah. Let's mix it up. Yeah. Spice it up. Yeah. Bye. We holler at you, right? That's our move.
Because you know what? Because all this on this earth and everything in this world, man, is temporary.
Temporary.
You don't own none of this.
None of this.
Ain't nothing. The house you live in, right? You know what I mean? You own none of that stuff.
Don't pay a mortgage.
The clothes from the body you rent. On the time you here, you only here for a second of time, right? So there's nothing to go ahead and hoard. You can't hoard all the resources. And that's what we have come down to, man. We have taken on the mindset of the colonizer.
Yep.
We want to hoard all the resources. Them churches, like you talked about,
terrible.
Man. They want to hoard all. They fighting about parishioners. They fighting about people coming to their church, right? They fighting about retaining the people and talking about like they got all the information. They want to protect their 501 before they even protect this community.
And they 501 don't have no gymnasium. The church is not open after 5. Yeah. Our community needs resources after 5 o'clock, so these kids need somewhere to go. Right. And bottom line is, it's our fault by not having places and spaces for our children to have after school and late into the night. Because again, that's how you have trade classes and all these other classes after school. Yes. Because yes, everybody don't learn the same. Mm-hmm. And even when you look at what's going on with Donald Trump just signed, man, because now they want to make sure, you know, no black people go into college. You know what I mean? That's unacceptable. Mm-hmm. Because again, we keep sitting back thinking we have arrived, and again, you got a system that is cutting every opportunity for us to just compete. See, mm-hmm. when you think about a business, why would I want you to go to school and be educated to take my place? Mm-hmm. Y'all think about that.
Yeah.
Why would I want you to take my place when I started this business? From Saginaw Street, if you go from Pearson Road, from Saginaw all the way to the Expressway, there are 15 different businesses from Saginaw Street on Pearson Road to the Expressway. Not one of them owned by black people. Multi-million-dollar business. Not one. Mm-hmm. Sunday, I was out there boycotting in front of Mr. B's, trying to get black people not going there by myself because, again, police came, acted a fool. But I do believe in why I'm telling people don't shop at Mr. B's. I believe
they sell spoiled meat too.
Yes, it's unacceptable. So this is what I'm talking about. People talking about what Black Lives Matter grassroots not doing. Yeah. We are out here doing the things that we believe that is right. And a lot of times I move on my own because, again, I can count and depend on myself.
Come on now.
Because why would I wait on somebody else when you ain't got my back? Mm-hmm. Because, again, you don't have the same commitment.
Let's talk about that real quick. I just want to let's put a pin down. Let's come back to it.
Yes.
The thing is this too. People say like we're Black Lives Matter. What we doing, right? Black Lives Matter and the people that's in it that's doing the work out there every day. We ain't got time to be online. We can't do a podcast every day talking about what the hell we got going on. It just ain't happening like that. There's too much work to be done.
Right.
So we out here working every day. Whether that being going to these grocery stores, right? Holding them accountable for having bad meat on the shelf.
Come on.
We got that in our neighborhood, in our community, and you feed it to our people. We got a problem with that. Whether it's going to these gas stations where you ain't getting your change back, they're ripping off our young people.
Yeah,
it's counting the change that they get after spending, patronizing these businesses that don't support you or don't even practice reciprocity in your own community. It's a problem, right?
It's a problem.
Whether it's going to these schools and doing orchestrating, facilitating programs, working with our youth, right?
Yeah,
day in, day out, not just in the school, but outside at home with the parents,
Come on now.
It takes relationship building. We cultivate that on a day-to-day basis. They ain't got time to put that on camera. Then there's an office going out here, holding it down on the network, on the beat, holding the elected officials accountable, holding these people in this community accountable.
Yeah.
Doing that, we ain't got to show that all the time either.
That's right.
This is the thing, man. Don't sit up there and say what we doing. Ask yourself what you doing.
What you doing?
And it's always a time when you come and you ask us about some stuff when you in hot water.
Come on, right? Yeah.
When you in over your head, then you want to come over here and say you want to come see what's going on. You need our help.
Need help.
Listen, what the brother said, like, man, he can depend on himself. I can depend on myself. I know I'm gonna show up.
I know I'm
even if it's just me by myself. I know I'm gonna show up, right? But the thing is this: we would make more impact if we all showed up.
Thank you.
We be needing each other to stand up. We need each other to be about some business. We need each other 10 toes down.
10 toes down.
We gotta be looking at it like that. And I know you might not feel like you got the time all day, or you're taking care of children in your family, or you gotta go work. We get it. But at the end of the day, man, you can still put some time into moving this initiative forward. Whatever it is, whether it's working with people, working with the youth, doing cleanups, right? Going to the grocery store, protesting, it's orchestrating boycotts. You could do something. I appreciate the folks that spend their time, even if it's a couple hours a week.
Just a couple hours, man.
That means everything.
Everything.
So you got to know that everybody play a part in this. And don't just become when you need something.
Right.
Because we're going to look at you crazy. Because we've been out here, right? You're talking 10 years strong, 10, 15 years strong of doing the work for this community. And some of y'all just show up, coming down like you did this stuff for years.
And then it's appalling because if you understand the legacy of Eric Mays, and if you got any kind of respect for his level of engagement, I think it's an atrocity what's going on in our community. And like DeJuan was saying, guys, we talk about the NAACP or we talk about all these other entities, but a lot of times when it comes to specifically Black and brown people, everybody becomes deaf. Or then there's no resources. Because again, that's the internalization of we're not valued. And then we don't even value ourselves because we're not standing up. When he mentioned earlier about do something, we know our children can't read. Why don't we have collectively little on each block in our community, a free house where we are maybe an hour a day that the kids can come and learn how to read or read better. You follow what I'm saying? Yes, because again, our children are being bused to all these other areas that they hate our children because that's been proven. When they came with, that integration BS and Dr. King BS and talking about integration, they wanted to bust us and all that. For 2 years, they shut the educational system down in this country because when they wanted to, the children wanted that integration, the white people wanted integrated. They actually shut the school system down around the country because they did not want to. They wasn't going to let their children go to school with Black kids.
And that was a big mistake for us in general. That was stronger when we was worried about our community.
Thank you.
Schools down the street.
We could walk to them.
Yeah,
it was the hospital. Our schools down the street was the incubator. So they was open.
It was open. The community center was open.
Thank you.
Our parents would learn trades at the school. Right? That's something that we should have protected. Even Martin Luther King himself said, "I think I led my people into a burning house."
Sure enough, man.
And that was the truth. Right?
Truth.
Because I think we were in better position during the days of Reconstruction than when we are now. Even though we got Black millionaires playing football and basketball, and they doing all this stuff, they just self-containing themselves because they don't bring that money even back to their community
at all.
They go get them a white girl, they go out there and put money into a community that's already developed.
Come on.
Instead of going back to the blocks that's in Rapids that you came from. And see, that's the problem that I be having for us.
That's the real problem.
I'm so hurt even about the school district in our own community. I was telling some young boys, I was going to Central, they ride by, they're like, "You went there?" So that used to be a live place at one point in time. We used to be getting it in. And we was loving each other, right? It was the neighborhood we came from. But now we don't even have that. Our children that we had that we once went to Central, Northern, Northwestern, Southwestern, schools of choice, right? Now they all out there at Grand Blanc, Davidson, and Flushing. And it's a shame.
It's a shame.
Because now they don't even have no connection to the community that they once was a part of.
At all.
And that's what's happened to people. That is what's happening. So I'm telling you, for us, when you say like what you can do, we need you to start opening up your doors in your neighborhood and start tutoring some of these young people.
Yes.
Hey, you can do that in your own block. First and foremost, you got to know the people in your neighborhood.
First and foremost,
the door initiative we do, the block to block, door to door.
Door to door.
We go door to door, knocking on doors, making sure neighbors meet each other, right? We getting back to the village concept.
That's right.
Once you know your neighbor, now you cultivate a relationship, now you can share a meal with each other, right? Everybody contribute to the block. I don't care if it's a barbecue, right? Somebody can do something.
One hot dog. Right.
One hot dog. But then you start building a relationship to the point where you start taking care of the village. That's the young people.
Yes.
We need you to start tutoring because they're not getting sufficient education in these school districts now.
Nope.
It's just not happening. So what we got to do as parents, as villagers, we are the first teacher.
We are.
We can't expect to send our children to the enemy or send them our children to the schoolhouse and we haven't gave them the basic building foundation,
Just
right?
the
To be able to learn something, right? We ain't fed them at home, right? Mama out there twerking in the club. Ain't thought about doing no homework. When the last time you did homework with your child?
Thank you.
That's a lost art. I had to practice that. I know sometimes we be busy.
Right.
But I'm never too busy for my baby girl. No, listen, I need you to be competitive in this world. So we gonna do some homework, right? Even though you got track, cross country, I love that. Be proud. I'm proud of you. You remind me of Flojo.
Flojo.
But in the end, I need you to have the strongness up here. Right? She a solid one out the gate. But I need you to be educated, right?
Yeah, Angela Davis up there.
I need you to be there. But that responsibility fall on me before anybody else.
Yep.
So what we have to do is take our destiny in our own hands.
Thank you.
That's all gotta be about. Thank you. You gotta be about
no white Jesus.
Yeah, please don't be about giving that praise to something to somebody else. I don't give it Jesus, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny. Stop giving that reverence to that nonsense, right? And give it to us. Give it to our people. Give it to where you come from. And then be the difference. We ask you to take hold of your own destiny. Don't sit up there and wait for stuff to work out for you. Orchestrate. Right?
You know, it's amazing when you think about theology, and I remember growing up that, I had to go to summer school at Sacred Heart over here when I was little, And so, but it was amazing how they preach one thing, but they had bingo. They did the bingo on Friday. They did the little wine sipping, right? You know what I mean? Now, this is all in the name of God, right? And then we had a nun there. She was just racist, man. She used to tear my hand up because I was a different kind of child. But the point I'm making is, like he was saying about how we have to internalize loving and being kind to each other. When you look in the mirror, guys, a lot of times we're searching for an illusion about our relationship with the universe. Yeah. The universe is a reflection of you in the mirror. That is your God. We are made in the image of our Creator. Yes, sir. Created didn't make an accident. We have been taught to hate ourselves. And since you have been brainwashed to hate yourself, you can undo it. You can undo it by speaking the truth and living the truth. And you don't have to denigrate no other culture because, again, I don't want no one to be talking about I'm just race baiting because race is a construct. Race is not even real. Because most people identified themselves back before the 12th century from the origin of their country or their religion. It had nothing to do with color.
Absolutely.
So all that was exploitation based on exploiting because of sugar. All this exploit, this is before tobacco, cotton, or any. It was sugar. Sugar was found 10,000 years ago. And so when you understand sugar, even today, sugar, we ingest 9 billion tons of sugar a year as far as the planet Earth. But sugar cane is grown in certain areas in the Caribbean islands. All those islands had natural resources or natural plants. Those plants were destroyed and sugar cane were brought in, just like with Hawaii. Pineapple is not a natural staple for Hawaii. That's an invasive plant. So why I'm bringing that up, guys, is we are not a natural part of America. We were stolen and brought over here. So if anybody has any right to this country, it's us, number one. along first with the First Nation people. Again, and we are part of the First Nation people.
You are part of
if you go back in the genetics.
Yes, right.
But for this conversation, we're just trying to educate you guys about what it means to love yourself. I'm trying to get you guys to think about, stop framing it in, fake booties and sagging your pants and, all these eyelashes out to here waving, all that other stuff. And you want your baby hair. You want your baby hair. You want your baby hair. You got little kids with baby hair. Who need baby hair? We need you guys.
Go dog with baby hair.
Yeah, go to dog with baby hair. It's about in the mirror loving yourself, because when you love yourself, you are not going to hurt another human being.
Yes, sir.
We're not saying we're going to always get along, but you're not going to want to kill them. Yeah. If when you internalize loving yourself, that's an energy. The children feel that energy. Just smiling at a stranger, y'all, or just giving a free hug. You see somebody, just say, "Can I hug you?" I mean, those kind of things is how we work to love one another, guys. And that's what we need to really be focusing on as a community. We need to really call one another out on the BS, because so often we get so caught up in the matrix because we are suffering from illusion of inclusion. You have many people that are in different professions, and they go into professions and they think that profession gives them some autonomy from being, black or brown. And then they have a crisis, identity crisis, because they become more corrupt than another person because they start internalizing hating the community that they're supposed to be serving. In Philadelphia, they had to develop their own emergency system because it was so racist there. A lot of the hospitals didn't want to. They didn't want to care for black and brown people, so they had some doctors got together with some community people where they just was it the move group? No, this is after the move. This is after the move, but this is just really recently where they have collectively came together and really instituted some systems in place where black and brown people are being treated fairly in the hospital system, dealing with emergency, right? And so it's those kind of things, it's those things that when you say collectively coming together, even with allies, this wasn't just black people, it's black and white people, and some other people that collectively saw the just evilness that was taking place in the healthcare system in Philadelphia. And they stepped up and said, "Oh no, I can't keep treating these people like this, like they're just garbage." You know what I mean? And it's that kind of mindset that we must have, because as DeWine said earlier, Donald Trump is not an accident. This was intentional. Now, what are we gonna do? See, that's the whole thing is, what are we gonna do? So before we close out, we want to make sure that our next conversation is going to be centered around some 2 action points. Share with us, DeWine.
So we definitely want to look at action, right? So one thing that we want to do is we have to analyze our situation. Before we even get to the action plan, analyze our situation, right? What are we lacking? What are we doing that's contributing towards it, right? And what can we do to solve it, right? So one thing we do, we want to organize folks to mobilize in this community. We really want us to get ahead of our troubles and our issues. We have a problem with leadership here, and that is the resources. The resources come to the city. The leadership is tasked with facilitating those resources and then making sure that it reaches not just this trickle down effect, but it's hitting all areas and all facets of our community. And we are building a robust city for Flint. So we need to be organized. So we are asking folks to be sure to come to this community conversation that we'll be having next, so we can talk about leadership, right? That is the first and foremost. We have to get out here before we talk about voting, right? We have to understand who our enemy is, first and foremost, because there'd be a lot of fights on so many different levels. But if we ain't fighting together, then it just weakens our impact. So first, let's understand who our enemy is. Who is keeping us captive in this situation, right? Who has their foot on our neck, right? Understanding that first and foremost. Secondly, we want to be able to start building up from the grassroots level. We want to be able to change the course of our community by building up from the ground up. And it only takes us really working with those organizations that really see the problem for what it is and they really want to do something about it and they are boots on the ground. That is the key thing that we are looking at. So we start with just that. We start with those two main points. And then we can get into all these other issues, all these other problems, etc. But first and foremost, we have to identify who the enemy is. At the same time, we have to value and love ourselves, right? And big shout out to our allies. I know we do put this out there. It's really not about race, not race. Bigotry, if anything, bigotry, but not about race. But the thing is this: we support and we appreciate our allies who come together on this fight with us, right? First and foremost. We love our brothers and sisters that standing strong in the fight and not being compromised. Those things in itself can change this world. Not even change this world. First and foremost, we got to change our community. Yes. Those things can change this community for the better. If people really put love in their heart, people really value people for who they are. It's the human resource about this more. If you really care and really had harmony and really just wanted to just, really help each other and their well-being, that can just do a lot right there itself. If you really care for people, not about what they got, not kick them down, right? But if you just naturally and genuinely love and care for one another, you change the game. And I want to say that has to be at the forefront of all this. I know we got problems. We can sit down with our adversaries and we can really kind of have real conversations that maybe kind of clear some things up. We have to be willing to do that. So we are asking in this community of Flint, in these neighborhoods, in this city, let's have a value for one another. Let's really care. Let's really be genuine about it. Let's really seek to be the change we want to see, right? Address our leadership. And then more importantly, let's be organized as one because it's going to take us as a team. Nobody can do it by themselves. Black Lives Matter organizations can't do it by themselves. It's going to take a body. It's going to take everybody. Just like take the analogy of a body. You got two arms, right? Two legs, head, right? If you missing one limb, right, the whole body is off. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. I know. Think about a car. You have a 350 big block engine. Come on, new paint, 24s on it. Come on, now. Yeah, come on, rooftop, right? Drop top, however you want to do it. Boy, wood grain steering wheel. Come on now. Got the sound system. Bucket seats, sound system, 312, JLs in the back of the trunk. Shave the back. Shave the pipe, going crazy. But if you I love it. That was right on time too though. But if you don't have the key, get going nowhere. Get it started. You ain't going nowhere. And you looking good, ain't going nowhere. And that's a good analogy because it's almost, that's a perfect segue to our community, Let us get some keys. And let's get our own keys, y'all. Because we keep asking keys for somebody else and they ain't gonna give you no key. Let's create our own keys. You got janitor keys, though. Let's create our own keys. It's fantastic because when you think about the elements and go back to Earth, Wind, and Fire, because again, there's a song, let's talk about it. Let's talk. And a line in the song is, if there ain't no beauty, you got to make some beauty, Lord have mercy. So we have to make and be committed to what making looks like. And so this is what making looks like. So we are engaged in recruitment. People talk about history of this country. And if you talk about any kind of liberation building, at one time, we were more together picking cotton than we are today. Y'all think about that. We were more together picking cotton. We weren't jealous and envy of each other, picking cotton from sun up to sundown, being castrated, being sodomized, everything being whipped, being beat, everything you can imagine being done to our bodies. And today we got the nerve to be envious and jealous of one another.
See, that's psychologically insanity. When you break it down as simple as that, I'm doctor of this, or I live in Grand Bank, or all these other fake elements we put to say that we are above. And before 1965, that was not that long ago. We could not live anywhere we want to live. Let's just be honest, guys. Y'all don't want to have that conversation. I come to Flint, man. I couldn't go across Saginaw Street. Yeah. I couldn't go across ML King. Real talk, y'all. I had to stay in the boundaries, even though I did sometimes, the boundaries of St. John Village. You know, I like to explore. I come from Chicago. I'm an explorer, you know. Back to the South, you know. Who founded Chicago, Black brother, you know. So y'all know y'all, that's hard for y'all to wrap your minds about it. But want to make sure you understand some history, because with history, you got a foundation like the Sankofa bird, right? You got to know your past to know your present, know what you're moving in the future. Project 25 is not new. That's this country's constitution, and it's based on the Magna Carta. Back in the 1700s, out of England, y'all. This ain't nothing new. This is recycle, as he just said about remix. This is just a remix. And show you how powerful we are, they started taking all our classes, all the natural classes out of school, from the trades and music and everything, and we come up with hip hop. Y'all think about the power of what they did, y'all. They saying these individuals being excellent. We are just, you know, at one time when I was in school, you could play any instrument you want to, and you have to pay for it. Now y'all think about that gift. You can do anything you want, anything your talent allowed you, and you just being from piano to anything, and it was available to you. That's how it is now in other communities. Whatever these kids want to do, they are afforded the resources to do it. Our community don't have that ability. That's our fault. Because we have enough, we generate $1.5 trillion in the Black community and don't own nothing. Yeah. How is Moon Funeral Home and Shelton Banks the number one business in our community? Black and brown bodies dying. Is that insane? How many businesses, Black businesses in Flint, Michigan, that employ 5 people or more? You can count them on one hand. That employ 5. I'm not talking about no beauty shop or barber shop. Nope, those are excluded. I'm talking about insurance company, credit union. Real talk, y'all. Construction companies. Come on, y'all. Hear me. Feel me. Educational system, guys. Banking, hedge funds. Come on. Any kind of security business. Again, when you think about what's in your community, we don't own a roller skating rink. We don't own a swimming pool. We don't own no trampoline park. We don't own no Chuck E. Cheese. All these things we run out on Miller Road in Linden to engage in throwing our money away. And I'm really, really concerned about our community, because part of the conversation we need to be having, when this fake money come in that some of the families gonna get, it's gonna be a war zone. Because some people thinking they're gonna get, not gonna get, some people gonna get, and then they're gonna blow it, because we should be talking about legacy. People get money from the water crisis should not spend a dime. Everybody should put that money up and figure it out. Not go buy no Cadillac, not go buy no weed, not go play no numbers. None of that, man. You need to sit on it to understand it first, man, so you can build a legacy, so that money can work generations and generations and generations. See, and that's how we get twisted, guys. Because when you have not, you act not, right? And so that's our fault. Because everything that's happening to us right now, especially with the advent of AI, what AI is getting ready to do, and AI is being unregulated, you know, it's regulated, we got to put a seatbelt on. AI don't have no regulations. And again, all that is a part of the enemy, you know, tricking people as far as doing those things that are right and on. Before we close out, anything you want to add before we close out, my brother? Give to the community.
That's it, man. You know, as always, man, it's definitely an honor and a pleasure, man, to, you know, definitely be in the fight with my brother, man. He's definitely well versed. And I'm hoping that people just kind of glean from the conversation, man. And I know that we put it out there in a sometimes in a way where it's kind of satire, right? Just like my grandfather said, sometimes you gotta keep it alive, keep them crying.
Yeah.
And you know what? This ain't no situation where you can really be feeling comfortable in and being okay with it. But I know we just making it look flat, but we always do this, right? No matter what's going on, we can be in a world full of trouble and hurt, man. We still gonna find some comedic relief out of it. Right? But I do want us to take these conversations very serious. I really want us to do something about our circumstance. I really want us to be in sync with one another, right? We need all facets. We need everybody. Everybody in this community, everybody in the mix. Everybody matter. Everybody matter. It's gonna take us to go in and do it. And I'm gonna leave us with this. When I always say when I came back from Egypt, even when I was in Egypt, it was the Arabic man that came and told me in the royal palace of Ramesses. He said, "You know what, young brother? You got the spirit of a young king." You know what? That was deep. Arabic said, okay, it's deep. But he also said, man, when the black man wakes up, the game is over. And I do feel like the black man is definitely waking up. This is a time that we're forced to wake up. We are out of that 400 years of being in oblivion, right? Now it's really time for us to do the work. We setting up for the next 400 years. So, man, listen, black man, black sisters, our queen have been holding it down since day one. Day one. We are the creators of this world. Facts. We got to be locked in step by step with each other. No more will we toe the lines and go against one another. If we got problems, know how to deal with it on the back end. Yeah. If we can't deal with it then what you gonna do? But for the most part, it has to be some due practices that we have to live by. It's a system that has to govern us. Yeah. I ain't talking about the government. I'm talking about the order, operation, and how we come up, the origins of who we are as people. We gotta get back to that. Get back to our original self. Yeah. You don't want to be white. You wouldn't want to be like all these other different groups. You wouldn't want to be out there running around thinking you're something that you're not. You wouldn't be passing the baton and do that type of stuff. You wouldn't be sitting like you had a stick up your butt. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to do that because you know who you are. You know you're a true royal. You ain't talking about that fake royal family overseas. Talking about that stuff. Come on, man, let's get back to us. Let's get back to who we are. It's prime time. It's go time. It's our time. So, with that being said, community conversation will take place this month. What's the date for community conversation? The fourth Saturday of the month. So fourth Saturday of the month. You know what it is. Right? In fact, we're gonna put it up for you real quick. The fourth Saturday this month falls on October 25th. Here at 712 North Saginaw Oak Business Center. Please bring me solutions. We're gonna have good conversation. We're gonna have food. We always feed the community. We're gonna have games. We're gonna have pride. Everybody wins that community conversation. So make sure that you be a part of the change. And I do want to just say, based on what we talked about today, be prepared for next year's election. Yes. Leave some points. Be prepared for the election next year. That water crisis money will be dropping soon. I do want folks to be in position, whatever it is. If it's a couple dollars or it's $10,000 or $500,000, we need to be looking at how we're going to invest in our people, our children, and our community. Yes. Be good stewards with it. Right? Please. Make sure you have a plan of action. Please. Do not go to the car lots and we shouldn't see 100,000 Cadillacs around. You should have to make sure everybody has properties, right? You should have free school homes. Yeah. We should be doing something that we've never done before. Never. Right? Because you got a good opportunity. And trust me, it was a malicious intent. But we gonna make good. We always capitalize on. We can get the bare minimum. We can turn it into something. So let's make sure that we definitely be prepared for that. Definitely get with your attorneys because this information should be released here soon. I think it's about 27,000 people that's been approved. That's a good number, right? And anybody who didn't fill out for it, there will be a pot of money set to the side for you. So then that way you'd be able to be tapped into as well. So listen, we forget about you. But let's make sure that we definitely handle business with that. And then, of course, man, when we're talking about our ethics and accountability, we did discuss that. Yeah. We need to get a budget office in here. Folks got to be accountable. Yeah. So that takes organization. And that takes some real zeal. So make sure, man, we do this and we be locked in, step together. Be sure to support Black Lives Matter because we've been out here and we're going to stay out here. no matter how they demonize the organization, right? From the national level to your local chapter. Mm-hmm. You'll always be here for you. You know, always, no matter what it is, you're always gonna love our people. We're always gonna be on the front line. All right? Even if it's just me and Brother Rock, right? No matter what it's gonna be. We're gonna be like holding it down. Make sure y'all support that. Don't try to shoot it down. Don't try to laugh about it. Don't try to kick dirt on it and all this and kiki and all that stuff because it looks silly. It's like you're going to get your own. So you can always support us. You can always come down here to the building. You can always set up a conversation for us. We're always willing. We will be having fundraisers coming out here very soon. We got Kwanzaa coming up. Yeah, we'll need all your support. So man, just tap in with us. Make sure you be a part of the family. It's a village, right? We love you.
And we definitely need recruitment of guys. We are definitely recruiting. We always are interested. A lot of times people talk about what is not being done. To get anything done, you need people. You need people with a heart, with some being resolute about, I want to make an impact. And so the doors is open, like the doors of the church is open. So the doors of liberation is open to you guys. We need you guys to get involved because you are going to die. So since we know we are going to die, let's make an impact in the lives that we're living today. Yes, the NAAC is what? The Urban League is what? You can talk about any other entity and what they've done in the past and what they're doing now. We're not sitting around talking about what nobody is not doing. What can we do? That should be our focal point is what can we do collectively? I want to give a shout out to we got a beautiful brother here that's the technician today, but King, man, we just want to lift him up. He's an amazing young man. I just met him this year. He's really kind of put the spark in me, even at 69 years old, sometimes you know how you're looking at mortality. And so just being able to talk with the brother has given me a little being around Dewan helps me a lot, mentally sometimes. And so it's how we can be men. And even dealing with our sisters, how we can love and learn from one another and not be envious and jealous. Because being around these brothers and sisters, man, I get energized. When they teach me something, I learn something, I peep that, I say, man, I love that. I love that. Let me just slide that in my gumbo. You know what I mean? Let me put spin on that. You know what I mean? And so that's how, we grow older together and you are enjoying life. You are enjoying life until you die. I do think that learning is a part of life as long as you're alive. And when you stop learning, what purpose are you here for? And so let's be really, really double down on today or this evening or tomorrow, whenever you're out and about. If you see a stranger, go up to them and say, can I hug you? Or give them a smile or say hello to them. Hello. Just say hello. A lot of times people want to demonize each other. What we're trying to say is be kind to one another. Yes, sir. Be loving to one another, no matter what ethnic group there may be. But I want you guys to be diligent and be responsible about hate is real. Yes, right. Bigotry and prejudice is real. Some people are prejudiced, they like Pepsi and some like Coke. That is a preference. And so the same thing with human beings. Some people like Italian, some people don't like Irish. But they don't know. Just like when you think about hockey. Do y'all know black people invented hockey? Now you think about that. Black people invented the sport hockey. How many of you guys knew that? From Nova Scotia. From Nova Scotia, guys. But that's how we land. See? Y'all see? Is it black people in Nova Scotia? It was black people in Nova Scotia, yeah. Yeah. But they wanted to get it down, get it in, and they invented hockey. So again, a lot of times, look it up. I'm never gonna come to you just like Dr. Grant invented the golf tee. I know a lot of you people play golf. But before the golf tee, sometimes they had enslaved people holding their hand, holding the ball on their hand, guys. Or they would build up sand for you to hit the ball off of. And then Dr. Grant in 1898 invented the golf tee. And again, it was stolen from him. Look that up, guys. And I think it's very important because history is very, very instructional about how we move in today and how you move tomorrow. So again, I want to make sure everybody are clear. Our office is 2712 North Saginaw Street. My phone number is 810-394-4105. My email is mentorroberts@gmail.com. I want to give a shout out to our wonderful program over at Southwestern High School. We got some amazing young men over there that we're working with. We got some plans on some fantastic field trips, man. I want to take them down to the courthouse and over to the culture center and just working with these young men so they can believe in themselves. Many of our children are broken, and we just feel excited about repairing some of that brokenness within them and their families. And they're going to be an addition to this wonderful planet called Earth. They are getting ready to close Regency. So people don't know, but someone that bought Regency and they can return Regency condos into real condos. And all those people, if you know any loved ones out there in Regency, they're going to kick all those people out. So again, y'all got to be thinking about 2,000 people over there. Where they going to go? And so again, that goes back to a community not having power. Because if we had power, that community would have been changed differently a lot of time. And then even with that, any kind of structure or anything that's happening, you got to have an alternative. Back to an alternative, when we talk about boycotting is a process. And so when you boycott, you got to have things in place for people to go and things like that. Mm-hmm. So it's not just, cold turkey. We have to have relationship with people that provide resources that our people are going to just patronize this one person. Mm-hmm. Like if we find one marijuana place, we want all our people in the community to just shop at this one marijuana place. Mm-hmm. Since you want to smoke marijuana, or if you want to play the lottery, we want to sell some lottery centers that's ran by if we got to go through some people from another country, have a relationship with them, and saying we're going to share 50-50 percentage. We're going to make sure everybody in the Black community just come to this one place. Mm-hmm. See, that's what it looks like to take ownership of your community. So again, guys, love you guys. Monday we will be at we'll be greeting the students at Eagles Nest, 7:25 a.m. and Brownell at 8:40. This is Monday coming up. Love for you guys come out and say hi to a child. Right. It's so important that we making sure that we're engaging and lifting our children up because our children are us. Mm-hmm. And we have a responsibility to impact these young people in our community because they are going to be taking over our positions. And if they are a tree without roots, mm-hmm. that means they are dead. Mm-hmm. And we want our children to be alive. So again, love you guys. Wakanda out.
I don't see the button. We got it. Y'all just keep holding it. I'm just trying.